Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, April 8th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. We are here at the end of Wrestlemania week. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Yeah, this joint is coming a little late on the Monday, but WrestleMania happened. Let's just get into the news. Matt Hardy is a free agent. I don't know about Jeff, but Matt Hardy has decided to let his contract expire with AEW. We will see what is next with him. I'm curious as to where his career is going to go. He said he's not done wrestling. So there's that. We have confirmed our venue and our date for Clash at the Castle. It will be taking place in Scotland Friday. No. SmackDown will be that Friday. Clash of the Castle will take place that Saturday, June 15th at the OVO Hydro Arena in Glasgow, Scotland on June 15th. Drew is on the poster. Let's see if he will be there. There were a wave of AEW releases. Last week released were The Boys, Dasha, Jose the Assistant, Joro, Gravity, Stu Grayson, Parker Bordeaux, Slim J, and Anthony Henry. But it sounds like Anthony Henry will be getting his job back once he's healed from his injury. So, you know, these things happen. But here's the thing with AEW is that these guys can go work immediately. You weren't being used. You can go and get a job right now. WWE fans demanded, begged, pleaded for a Battle Royal for WrestleMania. As we know, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal happens every WrestleMania weekend, and yet the women haven't had their Battle Royal in, 3-4 years. That's just not... It's not good. That just sucks. On the TNA side of things, they have signed veteran star Jonathan Gresham. This is really, really good. He is back in TNA. And as for the Motor City Machine Guns, who are now free agents, it is very much expected that they will be joining AEW, and they can still work with TNA. Wrestling fan and actor Paul Walter Hauser made a surprise appearance at Supercard of Honor. I was there. He helped Dalton Castle win his fight without honor over Johnny TV. And if you saw Stand and Deliver this past weekend, well, we've pretty much confirmed that Julia will be heading to the WWE. She was shown on screen looking amazing as always. Rossi Agal was also shown on screen. I'm very excited to see what Julia is going to do in the WWE. I still think the women's roster is really, really bloated, but if I can get Julia versus Kyrie and Asuka and Io, like immediately, give that to me. And apparently the Young Bucks plan on showing the Brawl-In footage. I don't know. We are going to see what happens this Wednesday. I think what's going to happen is they're just going to do a reenactment of it like the NWO used to do with some of the other things. King and Queen of the Ring will be returning in Saudi Arabia. They will be having a SmackDown the previous day, and then Queen and King of the Ring will be taking place that Saturday at May 25th. This will be replacing the Night of Champions event. So on the injury side of things, it looks like Ortiz is out. He sustained an injury from a clothesline. He had surgery. He tore his pec, so he will be out about 4 months. And he had a surgery. Surgery was successful. Joe Gacy, we got an update on him from his pre-show match. He seems to be good to go. He's a little sore, but he is fine. And lastly, new NXT newcomer who just had her first match. Just had his first match. Sugars. He's hurt. He's out. And looks like Jasmine Nix is also hurt as well. But that is the news, and we shall be right back. All right, let's get into the week in review. Monday Night Raw go-home show. Raw's go-home show for WrestleMania. And it was fine. Gets a fist. I'll tell you one thing, it was better than SmackDown. Essentially, so The Rock and Roman Reigns came out and they bragged about beating Cody's ass the week before. Seth comes down, challenges The Rock to a match, and Solo steps up. Says he'll face Seth, and it will be under Bloodline rules, which is just an anything goes match. The Judgment Day defeated DIY and the New Day in a 8-man tag match. Judgment Day goes to the locker room, their clubhouse, and sees that Legado was there. They don't like that. Like, yo, Dom, what's going on? Like, handle your business. Tell him to stop playing with our stuff. Sami Zayn defeated Bronson Reed by DQ after Gunther attacked him and Gable. So once again, Sammy's not listening to Chad. Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree defeated The Way after Indy would not cheat. I wish these matches were a little bit longer. Ricochet defeated Ivar in a solid match. Becky calls out Rhea for a fight. Adam Pearce tries to stop them, but to no avail. And they brawl for a little bit. Damage Control defeated the team of Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Tegan Knox. This was fine, but you knew how this was going to go. And in the main event, as Seth was making his way to the ring, after his interview saying he won't stop fighting the bloodline, he crosses paths with Drew McIntyre, who tells Drew he ain't dead yet. And Seth versus Solo under Bloodline's rules into the no contest after the Bloodline wrecked everybody, just beat that ass. Over on Dynamite, the build to Dynasty continues. This show gets a thumbs up. We open up with Copeland delivering a really pro AEW promo. This was off of the backs of douchebag CM Punk's interview. Ospreay defeated Powerhouse Hobbs, and Hobbs was upset about this. So now Ospreay has defeated everybody in the Don Callis family. Bryan Danielson defeated Lance Archer. Hook and Chris Jericho would team up. Billy Gunn defeated Jay White by DQ. White and the Guns escaped an ass whooping. Willow Nightingale on the stage with Chris and Stokely. Hypers our match against Julia Hart that's coming up at Dynasty. I wholeheartedly expect Willow to win, and Mercedes comes out, cards are shot, and says, listen, whoever wins at Dynasty, I'm facing them at Double or Nothing. Are they really going to wait all the way until May for Mercedes' first match? We'll see. The Bucks tell the Scapegoat that they like his work that's going on in New Japan. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then they go on to defeat Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta to advance to the tag team finals. And as Trent and OC were going for a hug, Trent need Orange Cassidy in the face. I think you could have seen this one coming. Thunder Rosa defeated Mariah May to face Toni Storm at Dynasty. Toni was on commentary. She was very, very shocked at this. Penta challenges Copeland to a TNT Championship match next week on Dynamite. In the main event segment, Swerve and Joe had a contract signing, and it ends in blood with Samoa Joe beating Swerve down. And as Joe makes his way up to the back, Swerve's like, yo, that's all you got? If that's all you got, then I'm definitely winning that Dynasty. And he signs the contract in blood. Joe comes back down, and puts him through the table with a Uranagi. Over on Impact, the top stars on the show shine. Ali defeated Rhino in an old school rules match. This show was taking place at the 2300 Arena here in Philly. Ali's security stopped Jake something from attacking Ali, so the security got put through a table. Alexander Hammerstone says he will fight Josh Alexander at Rebellion on his time, his rules. He then attacked the cameraman while wearing Alexander's headgear. The Rascals defeated the FBI. Jonathan Gresham will be telling his story in part 1. It starts with lies. Cass defeated Chris Bay. Ace Austin later apologized to Chris Bay about, the miscommunication what happened, and Bay challenges First Class to a tag match after they're interrupted by them. Ash by Elegance defeated Zaya Brookside. I almost said Zaya Lee right there. Steph DeLander vows to beat Jordan Grace, and Matt Cardona's like, yo, I already beat her. Steph's gonna beat her next, and we are back in the main event. Nick Nemeth defeated Alex Shelley in a fantastic match. Over on SmackDown, this was the go-home show for WrestleMania for SmackDown. SmackDown was not good. I'm glad I went to Ring of Honor instead. The KO show with Orton, and they go after Logan, who is in the other stadium. And then he pulls a switcheroo, and Wilder and Theory try to stop KO and Randy, and then they finally end up getting their hands on Logan and beating him up. Bronson Reed won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Elektra Lopez defeated Zelina Vega. Andrade, after the match, turned on Dom after, Dom pushed him or something, and then so we got a change in the match for WrestleMania because somebody attacked Dragon Lee backstage. I think it was Carlita. So Andrade replaces Dragon Lee for the WrestleMania match. And Team Black Girl Magic hypes their WrestleMania match. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne defeated Theory and Waller in the Judgment Day, came out and beat up everybody. LA Knight hyped his Mania match. And Jey Uso defeated Solo by DQ after Jimmy got involved. And then Jay, Cody, and Seth stand tall. Over on Rampage, Malachi Black defeated Christopher Daniels. Roddy Strong had sort of a squash match. Layla Hirsch challenged Julia Hart to a TBS championship match. Julia accepts. Serena Deeb defeated Trish Adora. Soraya and company will finally deal with Ruby and Angela Parker. In the main event, Daniel Garcia won a fatal 4-way elimination match. This was a ho-hum Rampage. You could easily skip this. And over at Collision, we had a solid show with some stiff competition. He had, the Final Four games. They had WrestleMania. The show gets a fist. FTR defeated Top Flight to advance to the tag team finals. Pac won a squash match, and he challenges Okada. I'm waiting for that. Bryan Danielson will prove to himself that he can beat Ospreay. Hook and Jericho defeated Shane Taylor Promotions. And then Anthony Ogogo, out of all people, shows up and knocks out both Jericho and Hook, and he has joined Shane Taylor Promotions. Please let this be the start of wins for them. They are too good to keep putting on good matches and losing. I am over it. Dustin Rhodes challenges Joe to a match, so they'll have an eliminator match on Dynamite. Will Ospreay says he is ready to face Bryan Danielson. The House of Black defeated the team of Christopher Daniels, Brian Keith, and Matt Sydal. Adam Copeland and Mark Briscoe attacked them, and then FTR came out as well. The Bucks tried to, but they failed to attack FTR. Rocky Romero challenges Roderick Strong to a international championship match, and Roddy just laughs him off. Yuka Sakazaki made her return to AEW and defeated Trish Adora. Dan Garcia says he's ready to start climbing that ladder. Cesaro defeated The Butcher. Julia Hart tells Willow that her story will end. I've already beaten you twice, and that Mercedes Monet should roll the dice with Julia Hart. And in the main event, Penta defeated Commander. And Copeland came out to stare down Penta again. This was a ho-hum Collision. The thing that hurts Collision and Rampage for me is that all the matches feel predictable. There's never a question of who's going to win. Every single match that happened, you knew the winner, and they've got to fix that. Our matches of the week, and strap in, folks. We had a lot from Dynamite. Will Ospreay versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and of course Bryan Danielson versus Lance Archer, as these two men keep trying to one up each other. From Impact, Nick Nemeth versus Alex Shelley. From Supercard of Honor, Billie Starkz versus Queen Aminata for the Ring of Honor Women's World Television Champion to determine that first ever champion. Also from Supercard of Honor, Athena versus Hikaru Shida for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. And finally, from Supercard of Honor, Mark Briscoe versus Eddie Kingston for the Ring of Honor World Championship. From NXT Stand to Deliver, Obi Film versus Dijak and Josh Briggs for the NXT North American Championship. This was just big, meaty men slapping man meat. Awesome match. From Collision, FTR versus Top Flight. And finally, from WrestleMania, Sami Zayn versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Bayley versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. And of course, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, which was fought under Bloodline rules. I think these are the most matches of the week that we've ever had. And of course, our stars of the week, we got a couple. Billie Starkz, Athena, Mark Briscoe, Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman, Bayley, and Cody Rhodes. That is our show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Check the screen for the schedule coming up this week. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Wrestlemania is in the books, folks. That's a wrap. I see you when I see you. Peace.